Someone exposed your name in a room full of people. Here's why. Don't scroll, listen to this, because what I'm about to tell you is reaching you at the exact moment your spirit is ready to hear it, and this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now. So breathe, lean in, and let these words settle into the places your soul has been quietly aching for understanding, because someone spoke your name, not casually, not accidentally, but with intention, energy, and emotion that the universe refused to let stay hidden, and the reason this message found you today is because what was whispered, revealed, and brought into the light is connected to a shift you've been feeling without fully understanding, a shift in your relationships, your intuition, your dreams, your sense that something has been moving behind the scenes, and listen to this, because your heart needs this right now. The person who mentioned you did so because you have been sitting heavy on their spirit, heavy in their thoughts, heavy in a way they cannot shake, and even if you have not spoken to them recently, even if distance or silence has built a wall between you, something in their soul cracked open and your name spilled out before they could stop it. And don't scroll, because you need to know this next part. The room they were in wasn't random, the timing wasn't accidental, the energy around that moment was divinely aligned, pulling truths to the surface that were meant to be revealed, not just to them but to others, because Spirit has been working through people to reflect back to them the depth of what they feel for you. And listen to this, because your heart needs this. They didn't talk about you with bitterness or anger. They talked about you with longing, confusion, regret, admiration. Like someone who finally realized they mishandled something rare, something sacred, something they never expected to lose, and the people around them noticed. They noticed the softness in their tone, the shift in their eyes, the way your name seemed to pull emotion straight out of them, and that's why this message is being delivered to you right now, because what's happening in their heart is building momentum, and Spirit doesn't want you walking blindly into the next chapter without understanding the emotional truth rising behind the scenes. So don't scroll, listen to this, because your heart needs this right now. When they spoke your name, someone in that room asked them a question that shook them, a question that exposed their real feelings more deeply than they planned. Why do you still talk about them like that? And that question hit them so hard they couldn't hide, they couldn't deflect, they couldn't pretend they've moved on the way they've been trying to convince everyone, including themselves, and the room fell quiet for a moment because the truth was obvious. Even if they refuse to say it out loud. And listen to this, because your heart needs it. They care about you more than they ever admitted. And that quiet moment forced them to see what their soul already knew. They still love you, they still miss you, they still think about the connection that felt deeper than anything they've touched before, and angel numbers have been following them, 111 when they wake up thinking of you. 333 when they try to distract themselves and fail, 555 when they realize a major change is coming, and it's connected to you. And don't scroll, this message is for you. Because the pressure they've been feeling is spiritual, not emotional confusion, and the universe is nudging you to understand that their silence was never indifference, it was fear, pride, ego, hesitation, but now that the truth slipped out in front of others, they can't hide from what they feel anymore. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now. Someone in that room defended you, spoke well of you, reminded them of your worth, your kindness, your loyalty, the energy you brought that no one has been able to replace, and hearing someone else praise you triggered something powerful inside them, something awakening. Something breaking open, something shifting them toward honesty. And don't scroll, because here is the part Spirit needs you to hear. That conversation rewired something in their heart, something they can't undo, and now they're replaying your memories, rereading old messages, questioning choices they made, realizing they may have been the one who sabotaged what could have been everything they ever prayed for, and Spirit is guiding them through dreams and signs, and the emotional pull toward you is becoming impossible to ignore. And listen to this, your heart needs it. They are preparing to come forward, not with games, not with half-truths, but with real emotion, real clarity, real confession, because that room, that moment, that exposure was divinely orchestrated to push them to a breaking point of truth, and the universe is not whispering anymore, it's shouting through signs, through intuition, through this message reaching you right now. And don't scroll because what's coming next will shock you. They are about to reveal something they've been holding back for a long time, and when they do, everything you thought you understood about this connection is going to shift in a way that feels like destiny finally catching up to the both of you, and this message is for you because your heart needs to prepare. Something big is unfolding, something emotional, something spiritual, something that began the moment your name was spoken aloud in a room full of people who didn't realize they were witnessing the start of a divine awakening. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to reveal is reaching you in the exact moment your spirit is finally quiet enough to hear the truth, and this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because someone who spoke your name in that room full of people couldn't shake the weight of what they feel, what they regret, what they still hope for. And listen to this because the energy around you has shifted so drastically that even people who once took you lightly are now realizing they underestimated your power, your presence, your purpose, and as I speak this, your angels are showing me the scene again, a room, a conversation, a moment when your name came up unexpectedly, and the air changed, and someone who once doubted you suddenly felt their chest tighten because the truth about you hit them all at once. The truth that you were the one who showed up with genuine love, the one who saw them clearly, the one they should never have let slip away. And don't scroll, because your heart needs this right now. The words spoken about you weren't just gossip, they weren't empty chatter, they carried emotion, longing, confusion, and a surprising amount of vulnerability. Because someone in that room couldn't stop thinking about the connection you once shared and the silence that followed, and as they began speaking your name, others listened, and they started revealing things they never dared say out loud before, like how you changed them, how they still wonder about you, how they see signs connected to you. 222 when they think of your smile, 444 when they replay old conversations, 1111 when they feel the ache of your absence. And listen to this, the reason this is reaching you now is because your energy is pulling truth out of people who once hid it, your soul is activating confessions they didn't plan to make, your presence, even in silence, is stirring emotions they tried to bury, and your heart needs this right now, because in that room, someone defended you, someone admired you, someone regretted losing you, someone wished they had treated you better, someone felt jealous at the idea of anyone else having your attention, someone admitted they still check on you quietly, and one person, the one whose energy is tied to yours, spoke about you with a softness in their voice that made everyone pause, because they never talk about anyone that way. And don't scroll, listen to this, because the universe is revealing this moment so you understand that your absence is louder than your presence ever was, that people who never valued you are now realizing what you brought to their lives, and that one specific person is finally waking up to the truth. They love you more deeply than they ever let on, and they are struggling with the idea that they may have lost you for good, and the reason your angels are sending this message is because someone's confession, the one they made behind closed doors, the one they never expected to come out, has already set a spiritual chain reaction in motion, and in the coming days you will feel their energy pulling closer, their thoughts reaching you, their longing vibrating through your intuition, and your heart needs this right now because this isn't just talk, this isn't just a moment, this is the beginning of a shift that will reveal who truly values you, who secretly loves you, who regrets letting you go, and who is about to step out of the shadows and into honesty. And don't scroll. Because what's coming next will connect every sign, every dream, every emotional tug you've felt lately. Nothing has been random, everything has been alignment, and the truth spoken about you is about to reach your ears in a way you never saw coming. Listen to this, because your heart needs this right now. And don't scroll, because what I'm about to reveal is something the universe has been trying to show you in quiet, subtle ways. But today it's coming through loud and clear. Someone spoke your name last night in a room where you weren't present, and the energy of that moment is still echoing around your spirit, and this message is for you because whether you realize it or not, something shifted in your favor the moment your name left their lips, something divine, something karmic, something that has been building for a long time. And listen to this because you need to know the truth. Your name wasn't just mentioned casually, it wasn't whispered without reason, it was brought up with intention, with emotion, with a weight attached to it that even they didn't fully understand, and the room reacted in a way that revealed everything hidden beneath the surface, everything the universe has been trying to get you to see. And don't scroll. Because what I'm about to say is going to make your chest tighten the same way it tightened when you felt that sudden energetic shift in the last 24 hours, that tug on your spirit that made you stop mid-thought and wonder why you felt someone thinking about you, wondering about you, saying your name out loud when they haven't reached out in so long. But listen to this, because this is for you. There were emotions behind your name, emotions that cracked through the silence they've been hiding behind, emotions they didn't even know were still alive, and when your name was spoken, someone in that room looked directly at them and saw everything on their face, every memory resurfacing, every regret rising, every unspoken feeling bubbling up like their soul was suddenly exposed. And this message is for you because your heart needs to hear that you were not forgotten, you were not dismissed, you were not erased from their spirit the way you worried you might have been. No, listen to this, don't scroll, because the universe wants you to understand something deep and divine. Your name carries power, your presence leaves imprints, your energy lingers in rooms you've never walked into, and the person who mentioned you didn't do it accidentally. They did it because they couldn't contain what they've been battling inside anymore. And the moment they spoke your name, someone asked them a question that hit harder than they expected, a question that made them freeze for a second, a question that revealed the truth they've been hiding from themselves. Why does your voice change every time you talk about them? And in that moment, they couldn't lie, couldn't run, couldn't pretend. And listen to this because you need to hear it. They tried to brush it off at first, tried to act calm, tried to disguise the sudden rush of emotion that hit them when your name echoed in the room, but someone else wasn't fooled, someone who watches them carefully, someone who has noticed the way their energy shifts when your memory touches them, someone who sees the truth in their eyes even when their mouth speaks denial. And don't scroll, because what happened next is what the universe wants you to understand. Your name brought silence to that room, a heavy, revealing silence, the kind that exposes what words try to conceal, and in that silence, their heart spoke louder than their voice ever has. And listen to this because this message is for you. They admitted something they haven't admitted in months, something their pride kept locked away, something their fear refused to let them feel fully, but last night it cracked open, last night your name squeezed their heart in a way they couldn't ignore. Last night they finally said out loud what their soul has been whispering for far too long. And don't scroll, because your heart needs to hear exactly what they revealed. They said they miss you, and not in a casual way, not in a passing thought, but in the way someone misses a piece of themselves they didn't realize they lost until the silence became unbearable, until the distance became suffocating, until the universe kept sending sign after sign. 111, 222, 717, songs that reminded them of you, dreams that left them waking up breathless, moments that felt like déjà vu pulling them back to your memory. And someone in that room told them something that made their chest drop. If you miss them that much, why haven't you done something about it? And listen to this, because the universe is speaking directly to you right now. They didn't have an answer, not one they were proud of, not one that made sense even to themselves, and the room felt that truth, felt their hesitation, felt their longing, felt their confusion, but the universe is saying don't scroll, because you need to know the deeper meaning behind all this. Their silence wasn't indifference, their distance wasn't rejection, their pause wasn't a lack of emotion. It was fear, fear of vulnerability, fear of being seen, fear of admitting how deeply your energy intertwined with theirs, fear of losing control over emotions they thought they buried, but last night, your name brought all of it to the surface, exposed it, illuminated it, forced them to look at what they've been avoiding, and listen to this, because your heart needs this right now. They were asked one more question before the night ended, a question that shook them more than they expected, a question that made their spirit tremble in a way the universe has been waiting for. Do you still love them? And their reaction, God, their reaction, said everything, even before they spoke, because their eyes softened, their shoulders dropped, their heartbeat raced, and in that split second, they knew the truth had caught up to them. They knew the universe wasn't going to let them run anymore. They knew your name still owned space inside them they couldn't deny, and they whispered something so quiet only the person closest to them heard, but the energy of it vibrated straight toward you. Yes. I still do, and that's why you've been feeling their energy lately, that's why your spirit has been restless, that's why you've been sensing a pull toward someone you thought you released, because something awakened in them last night, something shifted, something softened, something cracked open, and listen to this, don't scroll, because the universe is preparing you for a moment where the silence breaks, where the truth reaches you, where their confession finds its way to your heart, and everything you thought was over suddenly blooms again in a way that feels divine, destined, undeniable. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now, and if your chest feels tight or your spirit suddenly went still, that's because you were meant to hear this in this exact moment. Someone exposed your name in a room full of people, and what happened next is sending a ripple straight into your destiny, and the reason the universe is pulling you toward this message is because something hidden is about to come to the surface in a way that may shock you, shift you, or finally free you, and I need you to breathe as you hear this because the energy around your name has been stirring for days. Almost like angels were leaning in, almost like your ancestors were whispering, almost like your soulmate felt something shift in their chest without knowing why. Listen to this, don't scroll, because while they were speaking your name, three things happened. Someone defended you, someone envied you, and someone realized they misjudged you, and all three reactions are about to collide into a moment that changes the direction of your story, and even if you don't see it yet, the vibration around your spirit has lifted to a new frequency, which is why you've been seeing signs like 111, 333, 444, and random waves of emotion that hit you out of nowhere. Because those weren't random, those were spiritual signals, alerts, confirmations that your name was in a space your feet haven't even stepped into yet, and listen to this. This message is for you because while they mentioned you, someone in that room felt something they weren't prepared to feel: guilt, longing, regret, or admiration. But whatever it was, it shook them deeply, almost like a part of their soul woke up. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now, because the universe has been preparing you for a revelation, something that will expose who is for you, who is against you, and who has been quietly watching you in ways you never imagined. And the reason your spirit has been restless lately is because your intuition sensed this conversation before you knew it happened. You felt the energetic pull, the sudden heaviness, the strange clarity, the dreams that felt too real. This is divinely guided. Listen, because while your name was spoken, someone's true intentions slipped, and the universe caught it even before you did. And that's why your protection has been unusually strong lately, why certain doors closed abruptly, why certain people fell silent or pulled away, why you've been feeling both lighter and heavier at the same time. Because your elevation is making some people uncomfortable while making others inspired, and your soul is stepping into a season where hidden motives can no longer hide. Listen to this, don't scroll, because the person who defended your name did it with a level of passion that surprised everyone in the room, including themselves, and this person's connection to you runs deeper than you realize. Whether it's a soulmate, a friend, a future partner, or someone whose spirit has always recognized yours even from a distance, they felt protective, they felt awakened, and the universe is about to reveal them to you in a moment that feels destined. Meanwhile, the person who envied you didn't speak out of hate alone. They spoke out of fear, fear of who you're becoming, fear of how fast you're growing, fear that you are stepping into a version of yourself they can't reach, outshine, or manipulate. And though their intentions weren't pure, heaven has already intercepted any energy they tried to send your way. So don't let worry sit in your chest. Your heart needs this right now. What they meant for damage will be turned into elevation, and what they exposed about you is actually what will expose them. Listen to this, because the third person, the one who realized they misjudged you, is the one whose shift will matter the most, because this person is connected to a blessing, an opportunity, a confirmation, or a doorway the universe has been preparing to bring into your life. And their realization about you will trigger a chain reaction you don't see coming yet, but you will feel it before you receive it, and that's why you've been feeling that strange inner pull telling you to get ready, stay still, or pay attention, because something is aligning, something is moving. Something is unraveling and revealing itself in divine timing, and your soul knows it. Don't scroll, this message is for you. Because even as they said your name, your angels surrounded that room, and the truth is this: not one word spoken about you, good or bad, will go without divine response, because you are stepping into a season where everything said in the dark about you will be brought to the light. Not to hurt you, but to free you, to position you, to elevate you, and to align you with the people who see your worth without being told. Listen, your heart needs this right now, because someone's feelings for you deepened in that moment, someone's respect for you went up, someone's jealousy exposed their own brokenness, and someone's soul felt convicted because they know they wronged you, misunderstood you, or walked away too soon, and all of this is leading to a revelation that will not only shock you but shift you into a new emotional and spiritual chapter. And listen closely, don't scroll, because the universe isn't bringing this to your attention to scare you, but to prepare you, because someone who spoke your name last night is about to speak to you directly, someone is about to reveal something they've been holding back, someone is about to confess what they really feel, someone is about to return with clarity, apology, or truth, and someone is about to expose themselves without even realizing they did. And when that moment comes, your spirit will recognize it instantly, because destiny always speaks louder than fear, louder than insecurity, louder than doubt, and this entire message is reaching you right now because you are stepping into a season where nothing said about you can stop what's coming for you. Don't scroll, listen to this, your heart needs this right now. Because what I'm about to tell you carries a weight your spirit has already sensed, and this message is for you. Someone exposed your name in a room full of people, and here's why. Not because you did something wrong, not because you failed, but because your presence, your strength, and your resilience have become impossible for them to ignore, and while you may not know it yet, the energy around your name is shifting, elevating, expanding, and the universe is pulling back a curtain you didn't even realize was about to open. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now. Because the truth is bigger than the whispers, bigger than the tension, bigger than the story they tried to shape around you. Your name was spoken in that room because someone felt threatened, someone felt convicted, someone felt inspired, someone felt awakened, and the reason this matters is because the moment your name escaped their lips, something spiritual activated, something destiny-driven aligned, something your angels have been preparing you to face with courage and clarity. And don't scroll, because the details of what happened behind those closed doors are not meant to break you. They are meant to reveal how powerful your presence truly is, how deeply your absence is felt, how unforgettable your energy has become to people who pretended they didn't notice you before. And listen to this, this message is for you, because someone in that room spoke your name with jealousy clinging to their voice, someone else spoke it in admiration, someone else spoke it in confusion because they can't understand how you keep rising despite everything life has thrown your way, and someone, the one you don't expect, spoke your name with longing, with regret, with a heart that hasn't been able to let you go, and your heart needs this right now, because that person has been feeling the shift in your energy, feeling your distance, feeling the divine boundary you've created, and it's making them confront emotions they buried under pride, fear, distraction, and denial. And don't scroll, because the universe is saying that every time your name was mentioned, every time someone tried to define you or question you or interpret your silence, heaven was listening, angels were watching, and karma was taking notes. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because what they didn't realize when they spoke your name is that they activated a season of exposure, not for you, but for themselves. A season where intentions are revealed, masks fall off, truth rises to the surface like light breaking through darkness, and God is stepping into the middle of conversations you weren't invited to but were the center of, turning every word spoken about you into a stepping stone for elevation, protection, and breakthrough. And don't scroll, because this message is for you. Someone in that room tried to diminish you, but instead they highlighted you. Someone tried to twist your narrative, but instead they revealed their insecurity. Someone tried to question your worth, but instead they exposed their own fear of losing access to your presence, your heart, your energy, your gifts. And your heart needs this right now, because while they were talking about you, heaven was talking about you too, and heaven's conversation carries more authority than any earthly voice ever will. And listen to this, because the universe is aligning something major on your behalf. The way your name echoed in that room is the same way it is echoing through someone's spirit right now, someone who cannot stop thinking about you, someone who is replaying memories, someone who is wrestling with the realization that they mishandled you, someone who is feeling the heaviness of your absence like a spiritual ache. And don't scroll, because you need to hear this. Your soulmate connection, the one your spirit has been sensing but doubting, is awakening on the other side of that conversation, and this awakening is coming with signs, angel numbers like 222, 555, and 414. Numbers that show up exactly when doubt tries to creep in, numbers that whisper, "You're not imagining it, something real is unfolding, and your heart needs this right now," because while they talked about you last night, someone in that room realized just how deeply they miss you, how strongly they feel for you, and how terrified they are that their silence or hesitation might have damaged something sacred. And listen to this, don't scroll. This message is for you. God is revealing the truth about everyone connected to your life right now, who is for you, who is against you, who is neutral, who is pretending, and who is genuinely praying for your happiness behind closed doors, and the person who spoke your name with tenderness, with remorse, with a softness they tried to hide. That is the one whose soul is awakening to the depth of this connection, and they don't understand why they can't move on, why your presence lingers in their thoughts, why your energy feels like home, and your heart needs this right now, because something is shifting in the spiritual realm, something is aligning your paths again, something is preparing to bring clarity after confusion. And don't scroll, listen to this. The conversation where your name was exposed wasn't meant to hurt you. It was meant to awaken the truth in others and the power within you, and you are stepping into a season where the people who spoke about you will watch God elevate you, protect you, and align you with someone who cherishes you, someone who doesn't hide your name, someone who doesn't play games with your heart, someone who doesn't need validation from a room to know your worth, someone who sees you, fully, deeply, spiritually. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You were not exposed to be embarrassed, you were exposed to be revealed, to be recognized, to be remembered, and the story that began in that room is not ending there, it's just beginning. And everything spoken about you is turning into evidence of your next breakthrough. Don't scroll, listen to this, because something in your spirit has already felt the shift long before these words reached you, and your heart needs this right now, and this message is for you in a way that is impossible to ignore, because while you've been moving through your days trying to keep your energy steady, trying to keep your mind calm, trying to stay focused on what's ahead instead of what's behind, the universe has been quietly arranging a moment that will reveal who has been speaking your name, who has been watching you from a distance, and who has been silently planning to step into your life in a way you did not expect. And don't scroll, because while you may feel like you've been walking alone, like you've been misunderstood, like certain people pushed you aside or underestimated you, what you don't realize is that there is a room, yes, a literal room, where someone mentioned you recently, someone spoke your name with a force that carried energy, intention, emotion, and one truth that will soon come to light. And listen to this, because your heart needs this right now. There was a moment where your name was placed in the center of a conversation, and the reactions that followed were not accidental, they were spiritual. They were revealing, they were part of a divine uncovering, and the universe is about to expose what was said, why it was said, and what it means for your next chapter. And don't scroll, because the person who spoke your name didn't do it casually, they didn't do it as small talk, they did it because something about your energy has been pulling on theirs non-stop, something about your strength, your resilience, your presence has been echoing in their mind, and they found themselves confessing truths about you to someone they trusted, truths they have been holding in for far too long. And listen to this, this message is for you. They talked about how they can't shake you, how your energy lingers even when they try to distract themselves, how every attempt to move forward without acknowledging you has failed. And while they were speaking, someone else in that room felt something shift. Someone who never expected to hear your name spoken with such intensity suddenly realized that this connection, this tie between your soul and theirs, is more powerful and divinely orchestrated than anyone understood before, and don't scroll because what happened next is what the universe needs you to pay attention to. When your name was spoken, the atmosphere changed, the energy in that room dropped into a deep silence for a moment, because your spirit was felt even though you weren't physically present, and the universe allowed that moment so that the truth around you could be revealed. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they were ready to admit, someone has regrets they can no longer hide, someone has intentions they are finally acknowledging, and your heart needs this right now, because one of the people listening in that room sensed that something spiritual was happening, like a veil being lifted, like clarity washing over a situation they didn't even understand before. And the one who spoke your name tried to keep their composure, but their voice gave away their longing, their eyes revealed their worry, and their energy exposed how heavily they have been carrying the thought of you. And don't scroll because the universe is saying that you were not supposed to hear this moment when it happened, but you are supposed to know now, because the revelation of what was said is part of your awakening, part of your preparation, part of your next step. And someone in that room felt compelled to ask the person who mentioned you, "Why do you still care so much?" And that question shook them, because they realized the truth. They never stopped caring, they never let go, they never fully moved on, and they are starting to understand that the connection they tried to bury is resurfacing with a power they can't control. And listen to this because your heart needs this right now. The conversation that followed revealed jealousy, concern, longing, and a fear of losing you that they tried so hard to hide. But the universe has a way of exposing what is real at the exact moment it needs to be seen, and that person confessed things they were too afraid to speak out loud before. They admitted they watch you from a distance, they admitted they wonder about you late at night, they admitted they feel something tightening in their chest when they imagine you with someone else, and they admitted they fear that time is running out. And don't scroll because this isn't just about what they said, it's about what the universe is doing with that truth, and what's coming toward you because of it. And while they were talking, someone else in that room realized something too, someone you don't even know. Someone who has been observing this person's behavior for a while noticed that every time your name is mentioned, their entire energy shifts, their face softens, their tone changes, their guard drops, because you are the one person who carries space in their spirit in a way no one else ever has. And listen to this, this message is for you, because their confession, spoken indirectly, spoken emotionally, spoken without preparation, triggered something. It triggered destiny, it triggered divine timing, it triggered the next phase of your story. And while they walked out of that room trying to pretend everything was fine, they couldn't shake the feeling that the universe heard them, and that something around them began moving, aligning, unlocking, because they finally let the truth slip into the open. And your heart needs this right now, because what's unfolding next is going to surprise you. Someone is about to reach out. Someone is about to step forward. Someone is about to reveal why your name was spoken with such emotion in that room, and the universe is preparing you for a moment of clarity, a moment of truth, and a moment that will show you who has been carrying you in their heart long after you thought the connection was over. And don't scroll, because the energy around you is shifting into alignment, and everything that was hidden is about to be revealed. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now, and what I'm about to reveal will make something inside you sit up, breathe differently, and feel like the universe has been trying to get your attention for days. You have no idea how spiritually significant this moment is, and you are not hearing these words by accident. Someone spoke your name out loud in a room full of people, and the energy behind it was so strong, so charged, so emotionally heavy that the echo of it is still floating in the atmosphere around you, pulling on your spirit like a whisper you can't quite catch, and as I speak this, something inside you already knows this message belongs to you, so don't scroll, listen to this. Because the truth behind why your name was mentioned is deeper than gossip, deeper than jealousy, deeper than curiosity. This is spiritual, this is destiny-driven, this is the universe revealing what has been hidden from you, and your heart needs this right now. Someone brought up your name because they can't stop thinking about you, because your energy has been lingering in their mind like a scent that won't fade, because they are being spiritually pushed to confront something they ran from, avoided, denied, or buried under excuses, and the truth is this. You have been weighing on their conscience, on their memory, on the quiet corners of their soul, and the universe is not letting them ignore that anymore. Don't scroll, listen to this, because your name wasn't spoken casually, it was spoken in a moment of vulnerability, in a moment of truth, in a moment when someone's mask slipped and their real emotions came out louder than their pride. Someone said your name because they still feel connected to you in a way that defies logic, time, and distance, and they needed to release what's been eating at them, haunting them, keeping them up at night. And the people in that room felt the shift in their voice when they said it. They saw the look in their eyes. They noticed the way their body language changed. That name, your name, carried weight. Listen to this, because your heart needs this right now. They spoke your name because something happened recently that reminded them of you so intensely that they couldn't hold it in anymore, a dream that felt too real, a sign that hit too hard, an angel number like 111, 333, or 717 that flashed at the exact moment you crossed their mind, and it shook them, it rattled them, it forced them into that emotional honesty they've been avoiding. And don't scroll, because you need to know this, they didn't speak your name with anger or resentment. They spoke it with longing, with confusion, with regret, with the kind of emotional ache that only comes from realizing someone mattered far more than they admitted. They talked about how they miss your energy, how your silence feels heavier than they expected, how the distance between you isn't giving them relief but is instead creating a kind of spiritual tension they can't shake. They talked about how your absence is too loud, how everything reminds them of you lately, how every attempt to distract themselves keeps leading them back to the same thought, what if I lost someone I was never supposed to lose? Listen to this, don't scroll, because the universe is exposing this moment to you for a reason. They talked about you because someone asked a question that hit them straight in the chest, a question they weren't ready for, something like, "Why have you been so off lately?" Or, "Is there someone you still care about?" And your name slipped out before they even had time to think, because their heart answered before their mind could protect them. This message is for you because your heart needs this right now. They spoke your name because you are still the one they compare others to, the one whose memory feels warm and painful all at once, the one who awakened a part of them they didn't know how to handle, and now that part is screaming for closure, healing, or reconnection. And listen, because this is where it gets intense, they didn't just mention your name, they exposed how deeply they feel about you without even realizing they were doing it. Someone in that room noticed the shift. Someone noticed the softness in their voice. Someone noticed the way they looked down, like they were admitting a truth they've been refusing to face. Don't scroll, because what I'm saying next will make your spirit tremble, they confessed, maybe not the full story, but enough that anyone listening could feel the emotional weight behind it. They said they miss you. They said they wonder about you. They said they feel guilty for how things ended or how distant they've been. They said something about how you didn't deserve the confusion or the silence. They said they feel like they owe you something, a message, an apology, the truth. And your name lingered in that space long after the conversation moved on, because the energy behind it was too heavy, too meaningful, too spiritually charged to be ignored. Listen to this message is for you. They spoke about you because they are waking up emotionally and spiritually, and the universe is showing you this to prepare you for what comes next. This person is about to reach out, and they are terrified, not because they don't care, but because they care too much. They are rehearsing what to say. They are debating how to approach you. They are wondering if your heart is still open or if your silence means you've healed beyond them. But don't scroll, listen to this, because your heart needs it. They exposed your name because they're done pretending they don't feel what they feel. They're done running from what their soul has been trying to tell them. They're done lying to themselves about the connection, the bond, the unfinished story. Something shifted inside them, something cracked open, something awakened, and now the truth is pushing itself to the surface whether they're ready for it or not. And here's the part you need to breathe in slowly. They didn't speak your name in a room full of people to embarrass you, they spoke it because their heart couldn't hold you in anymore. They spoke it because you are still the person who lingers in their spirit. They spoke it because something big is coming, something honest, something emotional, something that will finally reveal what their silence tried and failed to hide. Don't scroll. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to pour into your spirit is arriving at the exact moment your energy is shifting, your heart is waking back up, and your soul is preparing for a revelation you didn't even know you were ready for, and this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now, because the universe has been stirring something around your name, whispering truths you haven't heard yet, rearranging people, revealing motives, exposing intentions, and guiding your spirit toward a chapter that will feel completely different from anything you've walked through before. And listen to this because the timing of this message is not random, not accidental, not coincidental, but divinely aligned, cosmically scheduled, and spiritually precise, and as you read, you're going to feel something inside you shift, like a breath you didn't know you were holding finally releasing. Because this moment marks a spiritual turning point in your story, the moment where everything that was hidden begins rising to the surface, everything that was confusing starts making sense, and everything that felt like a setback transforms into a setup for something bigger than anything you imagined. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now, because the truth is someone has been thinking about you, talking about you, watching you from a distance with a mixture of regret, longing, admiration, and awakening, and the universe has been nudging them, pushing them, shaking them into the awareness that your name carries a weight they can't ignore, and whether this person hurt you, abandoned you, doubted you, or simply failed to show up the way they should have, the shift in their spirit has begun, a shift so strong it's sending waves toward you, waves you've already been feeling through sudden emotions, random memories, dreams that feel too vivid to dismiss. Angel numbers like 111, 222, 717, or 1444 showing up at the exact moment your mind wanders back to them, and listen to this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now, because someone has been speaking your name in a room you weren't in, a room filled with truths, confessions, opinions, realizations, and energies you would have never expected, and as they spoke, something cracked open inside them, something raw, something honest, something they've avoided for months, maybe even years. And while they sat there surrounded by people who all had something to say about you, their heart was beating in a rhythm that exposed what they've been trying to hide, that they care more than they ever admitted, that they regret more than they ever said, that they feel more than they ever voiced, and the universe is allowing this moment because it's time for the truth to rise. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now. Because what was once done in silence is being brought into light, what was once hidden behind pride is being shattered by awakening, and the person whose name has been intertwined with yours in the spiritual realm is finally beginning to understand that the connection they tried to shake is the very connection their soul refuses to let go of, and in the room where your name was mentioned, there was tension, clarity, and revelation. Because people spoke about your strength, your spirit, your resilience, your beauty, the light you carry, the impact you don't even realize you leave on people. And someone in that room spoke with admiration so strong it left others stunned. Because the way they described you revealed a depth of emotion they never intended to show. And listen to this, because this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now. Someone defended you, someone protected your name, someone spoke truth about you when others tried to speak fear, jealousy, or misunderstanding over your story, and the universe took note of that moment. Because who defends you in your absence reveals who is aligned with your destiny, and who stays silent reveals who was never meant to walk with you into the next season. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now. Because God, the universe, your guides, whatever name resonates in your soul, has been removing people with shaky intentions, exposing those who only clapped when you were weak, and elevating the voices who truly see you, truly value you, truly feel connected to you in ways they can't explain. And the person whose energy has been orbiting yours is finally reaching the breaking point where silence is no longer comfortable, distance is no longer tolerable, and pretending they don't feel anything is no longer possible, because every sign, every dream, every synchronicity is pushing them back toward you, pushing them into honesty, pushing them into accountability, pushing them into revelation. And this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now, because the universe is aligning a moment where truth comes forward, where someone you never expected is going to reveal how deeply they've been affected by your absence, your silence, your glow, your spirit, and in that moment their words will shock you. Not because you didn't sense their feelings, but because you never expected them to finally confront them. Yet the spiritual pressure around them has been building, rising, intensifying, and they cannot escape it anymore. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now, because their soul has been pacing, their heart has been wrestling, and their mind has been replaying everything they never said, everything they wish they could redo, everything they wish they could explain. And now they're reaching the point where confession is the only thing left, the only path forward, the only release for the emotions flooding their spirit, and the universe is preparing you too, softening your heart, sharpening your intuition, cleansing your energy, because when this truth arrives you will be ready to receive it with clarity instead of confusion, strength instead of fear, and wisdom instead of anxiety. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now. You are stepping into a season where people's true intentions will be revealed one by one, and the person who spoke your name last night did so because your energy lingers inside them in a way they can't shake, your presence remains in their mind, your spirit lingers around their heart, and the universe is guiding both of you toward the moment where everything hidden becomes undeniable, everything unspoken becomes clear, and everything your intuition whispered becomes visible. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now. Because you are not reading this by accident, you are reading this because destiny is moving, timelines are shifting, and someone who once hesitated is preparing to step forward with truth that will change the trajectory of your story forever.